What's going on, guys? Mike, aka Crypto Jewels. We are going to do a Jasmy, Jasmy macro update. So I'm not going to dive too much into the weeds on this guy. We're just going to hop straight into it. But first, before that, I was running a promo on Twitter that I did not run here for my YouTube followers. I'm going to go ahead and throw a link down below. I'm offering, this is going to be for a limited time. I'll leave it up for maybe 10 days, maybe 20 if you're lucky. I'm going to be offering 50% off of my premium Discord membership, which is, basically it's $40 a month. So it'll be $20, or you can sign up for one full year at 50%, but it's basically your first purchase, 50% off. I also have 3 free days. I'm not going to be doing this a lot because that premium Discord group, I'm trying to keep it as intimate as possible. Right now, I've got like 75 people in there. Once it hits a certain amount of people and it feels too much for me, I'm going to completely shut access off to it. I would imagine that's probably going to be around 150, 200 people or so. So if you do want to get in on my premium Discord and you want a 50% off of it, I highly suggest you take advantage of that because I will not offer it again. All right, enough with the shilling. I'll have a link below this video. All right, so with Jasmy, if you were in my premium Discord back in February of 2023, so that long ago, we have been tracking this structure as a 5-wave impulse, which is this right here, and we're projecting a retrace, a significant retrace down to, around 003. That was when it peaked at the very, very top. As we can see, that was here in February when I just showed you that, and we ended up getting that retrace down. It went down to 0029, so it went a little bit lower than was expected. But since then, it has gone a staggering, at the top, 820%. So I would say my projection has gone pretty well. And here we are. Once it got towards the bottom, my projections were, 0025 up to 004. As we can see, that has morphed quite a bit. At least that was going to be my first impulsive structure, which still, I guess my first impulsive structure now is 008 instead of 004. But that's the way you have to trade. You have to trade fluidly with the market and not get married to one of your biases, which is probably the most important thing in crypto trading. If you guys are new to crypto, I can tell you right now, you cannot marry your bias. Don't become a bag holder. Don't become a community member. Or else you're going to lose your ass. It's just as simple as that. People start to get overwhelmed with greed as these things start to absolutely explode, and they think that they're geniuses, and they think that they're going to constantly make money in trading because it's so easy to make money in trading when the market's going up. So needless to say, you have to have a plan when you get into any of these assets. But ultimately, what I think we've got rolling on here with Jasmy is this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That structure will take us up to around 08.5 cents or so. And then from there, we should have a nice little retrace, which could be a 2-wave or it could be a B wave. So in Elliott wave structure, I'm not going to get into the details, but a 5-wave impulse off of a low can either be an A wave or it can be a 1-wave, the beginning trend reversal of a larger degree trend, or it can be a larger corrective structure. So if this is let's assume this is an impulse, a 5-wave impulse, putting in this 1 here. From there, this should go up to our 3-wave at about 250, our 4-wave, which could retrace all the way down to $1 or so, and then back to our 5th wave at 846. Now, this is the absolute best case scenario, guys. I do not anticipate, I do not plan for that to happen. You have to have a trading strategy when you go into this thing. If you say I'm going to buy right here and then hold until it gets to there, and if we get up to, say we get up to this 3 wave and then we break support on this 4 and we end up, shit in the bed, and you hold because we haven't got there because you don't understand that supports have been broken and you need to get out, then you're going to lose your ass. It's just as simple as that. So you need to have a plan once you get into this market, as to where you're going to sell, as to how much you're going to sell. You got a dollar cost average out no differently than you dollar cost average in. It's the same idea when you're selling. So that's the macro bullish scenario, 846. My pivot point, which this is basically where I think we go at minimum. Ultimately, I think we get to 40 to 76 cents at minimum. And then really from there, we're going to have to kind of see how price action unfolds and how our supports hold. And obviously I'll do some charts on the details and the weeds, as we start to go. But as I start to fire this YouTube channel back up, I really want to focus in on the macro to give you guys an idea of where I think we go overall this cycle. So if this is just an A wave, being this A here, we will still have this 2-wave, this B structure. And then really you would have a 5-wave impulse up here, which would likely top anywhere in this zone, which again is between 40 to 80 cents roughly. So that would be what I would call my minimum targets for this cycle. But again, we just have to kind of see how price action plays out and how everything unfolds from there. So as of right now, I do believe that we are in the middle of our wave 3 structure here of our 1 or of our A. And I believe we are on currently our 3. Actually, I guess we're on our 4 wave. So once this structure ends up, let's zoom in just a little bit here. This thing's kind of consolidating in, some sort of a, triangle consolidation pattern here. So once this thing ends up breaking out of this and this resolves, I do believe this will pop up, anywhere from, 5 to 6 cents or so, which would be the top of our wave 3 here. And then from there, we'll have a 4-wave correction, which would be a sideways correction. From a macro standpoint, let's just say it does get to 0.59 there. That would put us from there, what you would expect to see would be some sort of consolidation pattern down into this fib support zone, which is anywhere from 0.16 to 0.32. And then from there, we would want to finish our 1-wave structure and then have our 2-wave retrace after that. So ultimately, I believe our next major step here for Jasmy, once we do break out of this consolidation period, correction is what I call it, we should get a pop up anywhere from 4.5 to 6 cents or so, really before we retrace and correct any further. So ultimately, that's what I see happening on the macro with Jasmy. I will keep these updated as we go. Hope you all enjoy. See y'all later.